Welcome to the Brad and Taylor Show. Today we have Matthias DeJongh.
You're listening to The Brad and Taylor Show, a podcast that inspires entrepreneurs to pursue their passions. We're sitting down with some of the best to learn how they got started and some lessons they learned along the way.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How you guys doing? Thanks
Doing
for having me on the
good.
show.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, let's get the show started. Tell us a little bit about you. What do you do? Where are you located?
Yeah, so I'm located in South Haven, Michigan. I'm a real estate agent here with the Home Source Group. We've been here now about 2 years. I've been doing real estate for a little bit longer than that. But yeah, that's what I do. Help people buy and sell houses.
Awesome. I like it. So how did you get into real estate?
Yeah, I have bounced a little bit, I guess. Out of college, I was a high school math teacher out in Denver, Colorado. That was like 2014 to 2016. And I enjoyed that, but I actually moved back to Michigan. My wife's dad is a blueberry farmer, and so he kind of gave us the opportunity to maybe check that out, take that over. Anyways, and long story short, blueberries have kind of tanked since then. My grandpa's done real estate in Ohio for over 30 years. My uncle's done real estate there too. It's something I've always been interested in. I think that, like, growing up, my dad was a professor in college, not to pin this on my dad, but I think that there's sometimes that kind of in teaching, I see this too, that like, hey, college is the way you got to do things. You got to go to college, you got to get your education, you got to do something that's in that field. And I think there's a lot of power in that, but I think it's not for everybody. And so I think I've always been interested in real estate. The reason it took me a while to finally end up there is that I felt like I was kind of pulled towards, that was just kind of the way everyone in my family did it is, go get your education, go complete your degree, and then use your degree, for your job. And so, so anyways, I think that I've always kind of wanted to do it. But it just took me a little bit longer to get there because I felt like I was trying not to please my dad, but our family, just kind of, So I guess that's how I kind of got into it. I've been wanting to do it, finally doing it. I'm loving it. Been doing it for about 3 years now, and have found some success in it.
Nice. So you said you've been in South Haven for 2 years, right? And you've been doing.
I've been in South Haven for 3 years.
3 years. Okay.
The Home Source Group, we started a brokerage. It's called the Home Source Group.
Yeah.
And that started 2 years ago in South Haven. So.
Oh, cool. Nice. When you were starting your group over there in South Haven, what's the first team member you added on?
Myself and my coworker, Shanna Axe, we started it up. We added on an awesome, another realtor, Melanie Hay is her name. She's been in real estate, I believe 16, 17 years. Don't quote me on that. She's fantastic. So she was the first person that Shanna and I brought on to our team. So
nice.
That's awesome. What is one of the worst properties you've been to? Or one that you're like, I'm not
properties?
going back to?
Yeah. Yeah, you're trying to bring up prior nightmares, huh? I would say the worst property I've ever been to. And we see, everything. Like I've done, I've had a listing at $850,000, and I've had a listing at, like $15K. So we kind of go all over the board. So, but the worst property I've personally been in, it was about $18,000, and you sign in the MLS, and they got, their marketing marks. Oh, beautiful home, blah blah blah. Then they got the agent only remarks. And so the agent only remarks, obviously only agents can see. Right. And in there it said, it has its like kind of fluffy details. And then the agent only, it's like, beware when showing, be careful upon entrance, something like that. And basically the gist is that the steps were kind of bad and stuff like that. So I saw that as like a challenge, like, hey, I should definitely go in here because they're saying beware.
Yeah. You're like, I gotta go now.
Yeah, you got to, man. It's a challenge, right? So
did they tell you what to beware of besides the steps or anything? Or was there any? They just left it kind of vague.
Beware, like stop steps, and I'm not a big guy. I'm like 175 pounds, and I like to think myself as somewhat athletic. Anyways, so yeah, step on the steps going up, and buyers are kind of like, is it worth their time to go through here? It's like, yeah, we got to check it out because I was always curious. And anyways, left leg goes through like the second step. So the first step, you're like, oh, this is pretty good. And then you put all your weight on the second step to go through it. That was like, we're off to a bad start. And then I walked in, and when I walked in, it was kind of like super light in there. There wasn't like tons of windows. So I was like, oh, this is so nice. There's a lot of light in here. Like there must, nice skylight or something. I was like, this is pretty cool. So I look up and it's just a big hole in the roof. I was like,
custom skylight.
So it's like not the kind of skylight I was hoping to see. And there's just so many things wrong with the house. I mean, obviously, I think one of the biggest issues with homes is if the roof goes, then everything kind of starts going. And so I think that, would be good advice to people who are homeowners is, if you got water infiltration, especially through your roof, then it just messes everything up. So anyways, it was really one of those houses that when you're done with it, you're like, this should be torn to the ground. And the lot was small. There was really not much value to the lot. It's like it should be torn to the ground and probably sold for like $5,000, for the lot. So anyways, that was definitely like the worst home I wanted.
Did you end up selling it? Or were they
no? I honestly called the realtor and I was just like, hey, because they asked, how did it go? Like,
wow.
Yeah, I think, the point of the conversation I had with them is just like, I don't know if this is going to sell. Like, good luck to you. And I don't think it ever did. I think it just got condemned. And then I don't know. I didn't follow up.
Yeah. Were you able to go back in and put the notes in the realtor area where it says, like, beware, like, you might fall through the steps or there's a hole in the ceiling?
Yeah, no, if I would have done ... and much more.
Right.
But no, that was the kind of the way real estate works, right? Is you got buying agents and listing agents. The listing agent, works with the sellers. They list the properties. And as a buying agent, you get obviously someone who's interested in the property and you go show it to them. So in that case, I was the buying agent. So I have no power over the listing or what can be written in there. And I don't think like the listing agent was doing anything wrong. It was just kind of like, it was like, man, like, I don't know if, this is something we should really be putting on the market here. So, but and in saying that, everything should be on the market, everything can sell. So it was just it was like, after walking through, I was just like, man, I just cannot imagine someone buying this without the idea of it's going to have to be torn down and just rebuilt. So.
Right. Yeah. Man, do you have any goals for the rest of this year and kind of going into the next year for you personally or for your group?
Yeah. So I would say for me, I have 2 young kids. I got a 22-month or what. You're supposed to know how many months there. It's almost 2 years. And I feel like everyone always labels the months. You're like,
I know, right?
Like, whatever.
After that first year,
Yeah, I think it's 22 months. And if my wife watches this, she's definitely correct. And then we got a 4-month-old. And so we got a young family. I'm 29, my wife's 30. So anyways, I guess in saying all that, I think my first 3 years have just been really like hitting it hard. I'm, getting some good traction. Having a record year for myself this year. Every year's improved a little bit. And I think that my main focus for these 3 years has really been around building my business. And I'm finally getting to a point, and I think you'll like a lot of, if you're interviewing young agents who are just getting in this, one of the struggles I think when you first start is that you're working kind of primarily as like a buying agent. And not that that's a bad thing, but the problem with that is you're running from listing to listing. Prices on houses have gone up. Time that's gone up in our area 22% since last year, and it increased. I think it was like 15 to 18% from 2019 to 2020. And then time on the market has decreased so much. So, anyways, in saying all that, when you're working with people and buyers, you're running from house to house. And I'm finally kind of transitioning where I'm working with a greater percentage of listings. I think I'm about 70% listings this year, where it was like 40% listings, 60% buyers. And so in saying all that, I want to continue to see my listing side grow. I want to obviously work with buyers. But I think it gives me more of an opportunity to kind of find a balance between work and family. And I think that's one of the great things about the real estate profession is, I can make a living, but I can also kind of pick and choose. I mean, there's some nights I got to work really late. I work a lot of hours, but it gives you some flexibility that a lot of other jobs don't. And so I think one of my goals for this year is to continue to grow my listing inventory and to achieve a good balance between family and work, which I don't think I've done, to be honest, a great job of these first 3 years, which is you just got to grow your business. So that is what it is. And then I think our goal kind of as a company, we're new to South Haven. I think we have a lot that we can offer. Our whole kind of business model is, we're not pressured. People get nervous about kind of pressure our tactics through salesmen, and our goal is to kind of work with people to achieve kind of what they want on their time schedule. And so I'm just excited to, promote our brand, the Home Source Group. We're going to be doing a lot of big things here in 2022. COVID threw a wrench kind of, for everyone can say this, I feel like the COVID excuse, but we're supposed to have our building done It was kind of like right before 2020, and anyways, and it dragged all the way towards close to the end of 2020. So just kind of like slowed everything down. So I think we're all excited to kind of take a deep breath and get rocking for 2022 and really bring a lot of promote our brand and promote our business. So that'd be kind of my goal, is just that I don't want people asking, oh, who do you work for? The home switch. Oh, what's that again?
You want to make it known.
You know what I mean? It's like, anyway, so we're getting there. Yeah. So I would say those are like my two big goals. Let's work around family. Let's get a good balance, and then let's just crush it this year and get our brand out there. So
yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
I know you guys mentioned that you guys have a building that's fairly new to you guys too in that area. Where is the building located? Where are your offices?
Yeah, it's on 73rd and Half Street.
Okay.
So it's kind of, for people who know South Haven, it's a little bit by Arby's, kind of on that off road. And it's cool too. We partner with a builder. His name's Corey Thorpe. He does construction. The name of his business is Corey Thorpe Construction. The owner is Corey Thorpe. If you couldn't put that together, I don't know if you want to put that together, so that was a little redundant. But so okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, anyways, we partner with him, and then Julie, who does Odd Designs, so they do like interior design. So it's a really cool partnership because we can kind of handle the real estate side, but we can also answer the questions of like, how do we improve, our home, like what kind of staging can we do, and then who do we call? Well, we got Corey Thorpe, so we're kind of like, I feel like it's a good partnership. So we're excited to get people through our doors.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I like it. Well, how can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, my obviously cell phones. I think I got a Google business page. It's called Matthias DeJongh, just Realtor South Haven. If you type that in Google, it'll come up. And that gives, it has my phone number, has all my business information on there. I think, it says I'm open 24 hours a day, which I try and, it's a little bit, don't try me at 2 or 3 a.m.
You're like, hey, man, I may be up.
What was that, Brad?
You're like, hey, it may be up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, probably am. I'll be rocking a crying baby.
Yep.
Right.
Try not to curse.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would say, anyways, I guess in saying all that, definitely, cell phone is a big thing right now. I'll answer my text, phone call. My goal is to answer any text, phone call within 30 minutes to an hour, and so hold me to that. Yeah. So
awesome.
That's what it is.
I like it. Awesome. Well, hey, thanks for coming on, sharing your story with us today.
Yeah, no problem.
Are these working?
All right.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. I think they're working. Should we tell them?
Mine keeps falling. It doesn't like my voice.
What do we got to tell them?
Subscribe.
Subscribe? What do we got to point at? Hey, I think there's a subscription button. Like
it might be there.
It might be right there too.
Somewhere.
Find
it. It's red.
Yeah. And it's blue. It's green. I don't really know.
It's a color.
This mic isn't even attached. Did you plug these in? Well, I guess.
I wonder if they can hear us.
Yeah, I wonder if they hear us. Well, we should probably tell them if they can hear us. We should probably tell them also give us a 5-star review if they're listening on Apple. That'd be cool.
5 stars, guys.
Share it with everybody they can think of.
We won't take 4 stars.
I mean, Taylor, I don't even think these are on. I mean,
I don't think this is working.
This is not working.